Appreciate everyone who joined the stream yesterday for some domination tournament action. We had some pretty major technical difficulties, so I definitely apologize about that. But if you watch the back half of the stream, at least, I think it makes for some pretty good content. Today, we're going to take a look at this replay featuring the old Kholek himself, one of the ancient lords of Total War Warhammer at this point. Yeah, great single entity. He's got, at this point in history, 600 weapon strength and an extra plus 30 bonus versus large. And today, we're going to see him, I believe this is Scarbrand. We've got some Marauder Bearmen here. Scarbrand, the player, obviously, not the character. Chaos Sorcerer of Metal, some Marauders, some Hellstriders, Beorg, Bearstruck, who is definitely available for the Warriors of Chaos, and now has anti-infantry. He's pretty good, actually, at, like, sniping enemy infantry lords and just generally causing havoc in enemy lines. Yeah, the Hellstriders, Marauder Horsemen throwing axes here. High Elves coming in with Alariel. We've also got Caredrayan up on the Phoenix. Absolutely gorgeous. Running in here to scout things out. A couple of Oceanids with some ship's company up front. A couple of archers and Lothern Sea Guard as well. And it looks like the Fireborn, of course. Elite Shock Cavalry. One archer actually already been wrecked, probably by the Hell Cannon there. Maybe a little bit of magic. But let's see here. Yeah, the Hellstrider's going to try and make an attack run here, but are very quickly chased away by the Fireborn. And the Elven Archers in the back line trying to move up to where they can shoot the artillery crew. This is definitely one of the best ways of dealing with artillery, especially when you have the very long mid-range option of the High Elf bows. Yeah, 180 range on those standard archers, 165 for the Lothern Sea Guard, so it can move up here and add a nice distance, be able to put some poke on the Hell Cannon. You see the Oceanids also rushing in the front line, along with the ship's company. Obviously more of a defensive unit, but we'll definitely cut through the chaff of the Marauders. The Bearmen moving in. They're not going to do a whole lot better, I don't think, against the Oceanids. But we see Kholek maneuvering out on the flank here. Beorg in support. He's also got some Marauder Horsemen here, trying to bait out the Fireborn Shock Cavalry. And it looks like he does manage to get them in a pretty good engagement. They get charged from multiple directions by these Hellstriders here. Lariel pops down to try and heal them. Nice Earthblood, and we're going to see a final transmutation on the other side. It's targeted on Caredrayan, so it will move along with him and hits all the rest of the units in this circle. Star of Averlorn also being popped. Kholek runs in, so just mad escalation on this particular part of the battlefield here. Kholek, of course, going to chase Alariel a bit here. Caredrayan running to save the damsel in distress. Going to pop that Phoenix Blade. But it looks like he's kind of getting zoned by his own cavalry a little bit here, where he's not able to actually get too great a contact. But Kholek calls his lightning down, blasts those archers, and moves in for the terror route. I don't know. Him versus Caredrayan, I think he's got a lot better stats overall, but Caredrayan's going to go for it. Beorg, though, is nearby, can throw in some support as well. Yeah, backline of the High Elves is in pretty big trouble. Fireborn getting routed this early on with like so much of their healing cap space left is definitely tough when you've got Alariel on the field, but the Oceanids are holding just fine in the front line, and the ship's company are doing a nice job trading against the Bearmen with support. The archers were not able to finish off that Hell Cannon, though. They did quite a bit of damage to the crew, but enough survived to keep it operational, and it's going to continue firing, doing some nice damage. But Elven leadership definitely quite real, so we probably will see some units coming back from out. Nicely done with these Hellstriders, chasing those routing Fireborn, getting them off the field. But yeah, Alariel, quite dangerous, obviously, healing the Oceanids. They are going to be incredibly tanky with great melee defense. I always think they have charge defense. It feels like they do. They actually don't, but just lots of resistances and immune to contact effects as well. Yeah, they're going to see some more Earthbloods. Caredrayan also in their midst will do lots of extra damage. Beorg is weak to fire baseline anyway because of his passive regeneration. And so getting hit by Caredrayan, he will take a lot of extra damage because of his own contact effect. But Kholek gonna maybe try and move away here. He is getting slowed. Ooh, down to just 38 speed between the Blizzard Aura, his tiredness, and that Frostfire contact effect. Hell Cannon basically chasing routing units as well with its missiles, just trying to keep those archers and Lothern Sea Guard off the field for the time being. Lariel running around looking like she maybe needs to... Not really sure what she wants to do, to be honest, here, but he did not bring He did bring Earthblood, sorry. Obviously, Tempest and Star of Avalorn. No banishment. Ooh, Lightning Strike directly on the Oceanids. Nicely done. That actually does pretty good damage against large targets, as you saw there. It took a pretty good beating from that, but nothing Star of Avalorn can't heal as it gets popped there. Caradran also receiving the healing light of, not the lady, but the lady, if you know what I mean. Yeah, quite the engagement here. Meanwhile, out in the rest of the field, Marauder Horsemen, Hellstriders, running down whatever routing units they can find, have taken the pretty big beating. Both armies have done quite a bit of damage to each other at this point, but yeah, we're getting Caradran close to his heal cap at this point. Another Earthblood, and he's continuing to grind it out on his Phoenix, but Kholek is just such a high tier, high quality, like single entity versus other single entities. Animation set has always been great. There was a point where his weapon strength wasn't amazing, and he is pretty expensive. Got to be careful not to get him sniped, but here, the Final Transmutation also adding some extra damage. Beorg kind of just getting locked in Oceanid jail, but he does manage to actually path through and get an attack on Caradran there. Kholek also going to finish the job, and that's probably army losses. These two Oceanids kind of teetering on the edge of elemental instability. Ooh, that Hell Cannon shot pretty accurate. Not quite going to hit Caradran. He probably took off during that portion to try and throw off. Not to try, but did throw off the targeting a little bit. Yeah, Oceanids, this one loses its leadership. Dies pretty quickly after that. Same thing on this one here. But Lariel trying to get away from the Hellstrider. She's actually slower than them on the ground, especially once you factor in the poison. Their melee attack being debuffed pretty heavily. But their anti-large one is still able to get a little bit of poke, and Alariel certainly going to get more than poked by Kholek. He terror routes her, chases her off. Does get back up in the air, but all that's left is to try and finish Caradran and these Oceanids, all of which are heal caps, so nice Searing Doom. We'll keep the health bar up so you can see the effect on monstrous infantry. Not too crazy. I feel like Searing Doom can do pretty well versus like trolls and some types of monstrous infantry. Oceanids, their overhead profile is a little bit thin. I mean, it's not super thin, but anyway, doesn't matter too much. Kholek able to take the win. Skarbrand, of course, fighting under the banner of Valkia, as it is corn-coated, but ultimately, yeah, 4,200 value, 20,000 damage dealt for Kholek Suneater. Nice to see the old dog still got some tricks. The Chaos Sorcerer also contributes some extremely cost-effective value. Lore of Metal, maybe the best Lore of Magic in the game right now. You guys just debate that in the comments below. I would put it within the top 5 at least, maybe even the top 3. I really, really love Lore of Metal, always have, and yeah, probably one of the best lores right now. Hell Cannon pays for itself. The Marauder Horseman gets some decent value, nice chase value as well on the Hellstriders. Bearmen trading decently. So yeah, I believe this is Lenorm here, his opponent. Had an admirable build, did a decent job. The Oceanids certainly, with Alariel and Caradran, are able to hold out for quite some time. But Lothern Seaguard archers managed to get some value as well. Didn't get quite what they needed to, but ultimately got punished pretty hard. So really like this build from Skarbrand. Definitely got some teeth. Nice mix of different things. Great mobility, decent infantry, some strong single entities, long-range poke, which, you know, Hell Cannon can be a little bit of a risk, especially against enemy factions who can shoot it at long range. But if they don't have the tools, or if you have the tools to disrupt their tools, definitely can be a very effective piece. Can catch people off guard. A lot of people, I feel like, don't expect it necessarily from Warriors of Chaos, so nice to have on occasion. And yeah, overall, very fun replay. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe. Hit that bell notification button. Every time I upload a new video, you'll be notified. Thanks again. We'll see you next time.